Alright, today we are going to look at Chinatown by Toto off their new album, Toto XIV. So the song starts off with some keyboard synth stuff that you can follow along with on guitar. I don't think it's there on the album. But basically what he's doing is starting on 14th fret, high E string, F sharp, 14th fret, B string, and then 11th fret, G string, going back and forth between those three. And then you substitute 14th fret B string for 12th fret B string. Go back to the 14th fret, back to the 12th fret again, and then he switches to 14, 13 on the high E, 14 on the B, 11 on the G, and then back to your normal 14, 12, 11. Does that twice, and usually they're all just end on the B right before it goes into the verse. So, looking at the verse, this one starts out with the piano, and then you've got a few power chords on guitar. So you start out, you're going to do a big slide up and down, hit an A power chord, F sharp, E, and then B. Second time it does that, you do the slide, A, F sharp, E, and then a D power chord. And that's the verse. That'll happen again later in the song. For the next section, the pre-chorus, as it were, he's basically taking minor 7 chord shapes, playing just a few notes of them, just to give it a little funkier sound. So the way I'm playing it is I'm basically barring the top 3 notes of a B minor 7 chord, and you hammer on that pointer finger. So you're barring your pointer finger at the 2nd fret on the G, B, and E strings, and hammer on your middle finger at the 3rd fret of the B string. And then you're going to slide that up 2 frets to a C sharp minor 7. Slide it up 1 more fret to a D minor 7. Last thing are these little triads. It's a C major triad. Just those 3 notes, 5th fret, B, G, and D strings. And then 2 frets higher to make it a D triad. Then the chorus starts. From there, slide up 1 fret into the 8th fret, play just on the D and the G strings. And then the guitar plays in octaves following the melody, so you start on the 9th fret A string and 11th fret G string, slide it down 1 fret, down 2 frets, and then back up 2 frets. Next, you're going to hit the B flat octave, which is 11th fret B string, 8th fret D string. Then you hit this B flat power chord kind of thing. You've got 8th fret D string, 10th fret G string, and here he uses his tremolo, or his vibrato system here. He hits the chord, kind of pushes down a tiny bit, lets off, so the note kind of wavers up and down, and then pull off your ring finger down to the 8th fret G string. That's the first part of the chorus. Then it just kind of hangs on that B flat octave for a minute. Then you have that same thing. And then it just repeats the beginning of the chorus. The ending, you're going to hit an F sharp major chord, which is the 11th fret, D, G, and B string, and then come down to a B major, which is going to be 9th fret D, 8th fret G, 7th fret B, and slide that all up 2 frets, the C sharp major. And that's the whole chorus. After that you have this little interlude thing that's basically going back and forth between a D sharp minor 7 power chord and a B minor 7. Not power chord, just a chord. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, how many strings he's playing. I imagine he's just playing 2 because he often does that in his other parts. So I'm just playing the G and the B strings, starting on 6th fret, and he does this part I do with fingers so it all sounds together, and he has this rhythm going on. So let's start with them barred, hammer on the middle finger, and then same thing down in the B position. Again, that's just what I think he's doing. You could play any number of chord or notes from that chord. And it'll be fine. I would probably stick to 2 or 3 though. Do the G, B, and E, sounds good. Or do the D, G, and B. Those are the most likely options of what he's doing. So after that, you'll go back to the verse with our power chords. Pre-chorus repeats, chorus repeats, exactly as it was. And then we go into the solo section coming out of that other interlude after the chorus. So you play through those 2 chords 3 times. And then the solo starts, which we'll cover in another tutorial. But behind the solo, that same thing is happening. Just those 2 chords, which is pretty easy. Coming out of the solo, we're back into the pre-chorus. Which we've already learned. After that, you go into the chorus again, and then the ending is again back to that D sharp minor 7 and B minor 7. They add one thing over that ending, which is it happens after the 3rd repeat of those chords, and it goes like this. You're going to start on the 4th fret A string, and then 6th fret A string, 4th fret D string, back to 6th fret A string, and then 6th fret B string twice, and then E string, sorry, then 4th fret E string, 6th fret E string, 4th fret, 6th fret E string, 4th fret, 6th fret A string, 4th fret D string, 6th fret, 4th fret A string, and then you're ending on the 7th fret B string. So all together. Okay, and that happens every other time of the D sharp minor 7 to B minor 7. So basically it goes. And that repeats and fades, and that's the whole song.